Hello, I'm Nidhi Chiller, Additional Director, Lexpeeps. I welcome you all to the Lexpeeps interview series. Today present with me is AOR Suvidutt Sundaram. Sir is a practicing advocate on record in the Supreme Court of India. He is also the founding and managing partner of Outsay Legal, a corporate law firm having pan-India presence. He is engaged in litigation, arbitration, and mediation since 2007. He is also a visiting faculty in several law schools. He is a member of Supreme Court Bar Association and also a member of Supreme Court Advocate on Record Association. Hello, sir. Thank you for being with us today.
Hello.
So, you have completed your graduation from MIT University, Delhi. Tell us something about your experience there.
In fact, I passed out my law from GLC Thrissur. It's in Kerala. That was way back in 2006. And thereafter, in 2007, I got enrolled as a lawyer. And I shifted to Delhi. So I started my practice, and then in between the practice, like after working in two law firms, one with Newly and Newly, and another with DKJ Legal Solutions. So after gaining a lot of experience from there, I became independent and I started practicing independently. So while practicing independently, I was having a lot of time, in the sense like my entire day was not fully preoccupied. So I decided, why not I do LLM. And when I checked the prospects in the internet, I found that okay, MIT University is offering a 1-year program of law, and there were like so many specializations. I chose constitutional law as my specialization in my LLM, and I took admission there while I was in fact practicing. There was no such bar at that time, so I could practice, and the classes were usually before lunch, usually say like 2 or 3 hours, and I could manage my activities. So that's how I decided that I will join, and I did that in within 1 year time. It just went on so quickly. So that experience, in short, I can tell, like academics is always good, because when I went to MIT only, I got to know like what is UGC net, because most of the people in my college, they were all preparing for UGC net, which I was not having an idea earlier, like what are the future prospectus once you clear the UGC net and all. So that's because I joined MIT. I did my LLM. So in the process, I got to interact with so many learned friends, and now some of them are practicing lawyers, some have entered judiciary, some are into corporate. So overall, I got a good exposure. And regarding the faculty members also, they have an excellent team, because the reason why I'm telling, because after completing my LLM, I gave this exam, this UGC net, because out of just fascination, and by God's grace, I could clear that. So just by clearing this UGC net, I decided that why not I take admission for a PhD. So PhD in law, since 2016 onwards I'm doing. So now it's at the very end of I'm just at the climactic point, where I'm almost at the verge of completion of my thesis. So the reason why I was telling this, the faculty members are really good, because my PhD guide, He is the director. I mean, like he's a very senior most person in Amity Law School, Dr. Aditya Thoma, sir. So overall, the entire faculty is really good in Amity, and I'm very impressed. The infrastructure they have is excellent, and no doubt that it is one of the topmost private universities in India. And they have also got footprints in overall, I mean, in a global platform also. So in short, I can tell that my experience in Amity was really good academically or otherwise. Overall, it was a good experience that I could carry, and I could be proud of that.
It's really great to hear from you, sir. So, many students aim at clearing the AOR examination. What would be your advice to them, and how difficult is it to clear the examination?
Before answering, I wish to tell one point that uh, experience in Supreme Court is a must. Because there are like so many people who come to me uh, asking, sir, I want to clear AOR exam, like, can you please guide me? I said, you I mean, they maybe just, like they just came to Supreme Court. Probably they are practicing in somewhere else, maybe in the High Court. Maybe there are friends like from Kerala High Court and all. They come to me. And they said, like, how can one clear this exam? I said, I normally tell everyone, like, please come to Supreme Court, practice here, at least for, like, say, 2, 3 years. So you will gain an experience. Okay. You will get to know what are the procedures in Supreme Court. So that basic understanding of the practical knowledge, I mean, the procedural aspects of the Supreme Court is very must in order to have a idea to because there is all I mean there is a paper named practice and procedure of Supreme Court, so that is very essential. Okay, there are other papers also. Once you are aware of all these constitutional provisions and all, there is another paper that will be easy for you. Okay, and case laws paper also, I think around 44 case laws are there, leading case laws. uh, so that keeps on updating. So those case law, that's an open book test. So that can also be cleared if you are actually good in I mean having an analytical mind to learn, like to understand what exactly is the case. I mean, a judgment all about who are the dissenting judges, or like why they have dissented. Why, I mean, what are the reason behind that dissent. So such analytical perspective, if you have, it's really good for clearing that paper. So overall, like 5 papers are there, and drafting is also a very crucial part. So I would like to tell anybody who have this aspiration of clearing an AO exam that uh, a theoretical knowledge of the constitutional law, then you need that drafting skills. Okay, because in order to improve that drafting skills, you have to draft. Then the third part is, I mean, third is like practice and procedure. You have to be in Supreme Court daily, attend the courts. And now, since it's virtual hearing, it's very unfortunate. Like people who are aspiring can't be a part of the proceedings. But otherwise, in the open court, if I mean, whenever you get a chance, be there in the court, sit and observe, like how what are the, what the senior advocates are arguing, how they are arguing. So those things will definitely, give you an understanding about the practice and procedure. Okay, so these are the basic things, but rest I'll tell you, which when I was writing, I mean, I was giving the exam, I was told by senior advocate Indira Jaising uh, that your handwriting should be very good. Your handwriting should be legible. Usually what happens is, in practice we are usually into drafting in the computers. Okay, you sit in your laptop and then you draft it. Okay, any matter. So this writing skills, I mean, with your hand, by holding a pen, uh, that you may not be in touch with that. So what happened is, at a stretch, you are supposed to write a paper for 3 hours, okay, and that to five papers, and the exam take place in a series. There is no break, like today, next day, following day. So you would be exhausted, in studying and preparing and going through all those previous question papers. So overall, you should be like good in writing, okay, and fast writing. While you write fast, what happens is your handwriting may be not that good. So always keep in mind that please write legibly the exam, because it's a senior advocates who are going to correct your paper. They know in and out of the practice and procedure. They know everything. So we should not be so over smart that whatever we know we just keep on writing. No, write to the point in the paper. And I think, see, more than I tell, within 2 3 years, if somebody is practicing in Supreme Court, it definitely will be getting a clear idea as to how to clear an AOR exam. Because this bits and bits that right now I'm telling, maybe it's just a tip of the iceberg, but people can get a lot of knowledge in a span of say 2 to 3 years. No doubt on that.
Alright. So you mentioned about the judgments and the importance of it in the previous questions. My question will be based on that. That how important is it to go through the judgments regularly?
Um, yes, reading judgments, see, sometimes maybe a little boring. Okay, but I would tell that if the subject matter is interesting to you, if the area is really quite fascinating, then why not? And anybody who is doing law, I mean, they're in their law schools or maybe in any colleges, uh, they may be very fascinated about the constitutional provisions, because they have this utopian idea of a very perfect legal system, or maybe a perfect society, wherein like all are abiding citizens. So we apply our theoretical knowledge in that way. So for them, it would be very what do you call for that? It's like very dream, I mean, very flowery. For them, it's everything is very glossy. Okay, so they would be definitely reading judgments, or like, see, I've seen people from like few law colleges and all coming to me saying like, once upon a time, like, they're like, Justice Kajju. And now, because he was very quite different from the crowd. Okay, see, now people come to me and say like, how is this Justice Chandrachud, excellent judgments he used to write. So this is what. So Supreme Court comes with some good judges. They write really excellent judgments, and people used to read that and they just get inspired, especially these law college students, I mean, low school going people. And then they should read judgments, and they should take inspiration, and they should actually approach reading this in an analytical way, like, so that's a good habit one should cultivate. But practicing lawyers, we don't have time to sit and just keep on reading judgments, because every day we do that in some form or the other. I mean, like, as a part of research, legal research. So we don't have to sit for that. But if time is permitted, when if time permits for any law student, definitely they can go through the judgments. And it's not a harmful thing. probably it may be a little, time taking, but if it finds interesting, please go ahead.
Great, sir. So, since you have a decent experience in the field of litigation, it would be great if you tell us about the most memorable case you did so far.
Um, so many cases I've been part of. Say, see, one was this, challenging the provision of adultery. Okay, so one Mr. Kalisharam Raj, he was the advocate from, he basically practices in Delhi, Kerala High Court. So he referred this case to me, and he was the one who argued this matter before the constitutional bench. So I filed this case challenging the provision of adultery. So and Supreme Court at the end, struck down this provision, and this provision of this offense of adultery was decriminalized. Okay, so that is one major. It's like very remarkable, in my career. Okay. Second is, like there are so many. Okay, I can say like Shabarimala matter is also one of the very important judgment. Well, that is now again pending before a constitutional bench. So that case is also very dear to me, because like I am a believer of Lord Ayyappa, and I've been to Ayyappa temple at Shabarimala with my mother. So that case is also very dear to me. Then there are so many, but I think Shabarimala case is one of the best I have handled, and it has got a lot of relevance also. Academical, discussions. You can go on and on and on, because on one side you will tell that women have to be allowed to enter, and from our side, because I'm the temple, I'm for the royal family members of the Pandalam Palace. They are the ones who constructed the Shabarimala temple. So I have filed case for them, okay, which is now pending before the Supreme Court. So that is also good experience. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Okay, all right. The mic was muted. I'm really sorry for that. So, you also have the experience of practicing at tribunals. What's your opinion on working of tribunals in India?
Tribunals are good because this it really makes the system efficient, because you don't have to overburden the entire judiciary with the case, the works cases. Okay. Say tribunals like tax tribunals, or maybe consumer forums, or maybe any sort of tribunals. It's really good, because efficiency, it will improve the efficiency. Pendency of matters will be cleared. Then I think even people like youngsters, okay, youngsters who are practicing, they will be getting opportunities to argue before the tribunals, and they can even gain confidence. So I think courts have got lengthy procedures, okay, whereas tribunals have a short procedure, and it's less complicated, and a speedy disposal of cases are also a good part of after establishing tribunals. So overall, I'm mm, like I have a good opinion about the tribunals. Okay, they should come with more tribunals so that work can be distributed. Subject wise to these tribunals, and definitely the entire judicial system will benefit out of it. Not simply cram the cases in the civil court. It's like overburdened. So I think that's a good idea. Tribunals are really a good idea. They should promote it.
Very well put, sir. So, being a lawyer, how difficult is it to maintain a balance between your personal and professional life? How do you cope with the work stress?
Yeah, this profession is a very time demanding profession. There is no doubt on that. There is no doubt. Okay, because for me, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, right from morning till night, because my juniors will come, they work till 10 o'clock at night, and throughout the day I'll be busy. I'll be in court. There will be hearings going on. Then after coming back, again drafting, researching. I have to monitor what my juniors have done. I need to give instructions to them as to which all areas they have to do research, or maybe frame questions of law, or maybe drafting whatever, like in everything related to the litigation. Okay, so that's one aspect. Okay, the second aspect of my busy profession would be client calls, because I, being a practicing lawyer in the Supreme Court, most of the cases are coming from Kerala and in other states. Okay, so usually High Court judgments are challenged in Supreme Court. So that's how the cases come to reach Supreme Court. So usually clients used to call me, and they may be calling for inquiring, or just handing over a case. Okay, assigning a case, or maybe those people, those clients whose cases I'm handling, and they are calling to inquire what is the status. So it keeps on coming. Say, like, if you have like, say 20-25 calls every day, you have to attend, you have to address each and every question of your clients, and that's very important, because every client is important, no matter the client is a big client or a small client, whether the matter is in High Court, District Court, or Supreme Court, or maybe any tribunals, or for that matter any family court, or like any lowest, forum. Clients are important. Okay, so I have to strike a balance between my professional life, on one hand, and personal life. Yes, I have a daughter. She is like 2 years and 8 months. Okay, her name is Arjiri. So she come and play with me. So I have to, on Saturday Sundays also I'll be busy. Still, I find time to play with her, and it's very preoccupied. The entire, I can sometimes feel like this may not be the routine for, if suppose if I was in some other profession. Suppose if I was an engineer, or maybe some other like 9 to 5 job, then my routine won't be like this. I could have spend more time with my family. And family is not just my family. There are like relatives. So many people are there, and they all have this complaint that why I'm not calling them, why I'm not inquiring. So this happens. So on one hand, you're so busy, and the other hand, like you have a little regret, but it's okay. Ultimately, you have a satisfaction that okay, you are doing good in your profession, and you are doing uh, a good service to the society, because litigation is all about that, because you're actually serving the people, serving the society, you're social engineers. So that fulfillment itself make a feeling like, yeah, I am striking a balance between both. That's all.
Well said, sir. And well, I do feel that this is what our profession demands. So, my question is, what's your opinion on the NLU and non-NLU divide which is existing today?
um, See, I passed out from government law college, Thrissur. It's in Kerala. what I understood, see, I was a rank holder in the university. I was holding a rank in my law. Mm, see, I basically feel like there is no point in having this divide of NLU and national law schools, I mean universities, or non-law NLUs. But one thing, uh, I think this bar council have to come with certain good standards, so that any universities or any law colleges, they have to have at least minimum standard, so that there is no apparent distinction between this NLU and non-NLU. There should be a strict or a tough entrance examination to get through into non-NLUs also. So that can make a difference, because nowadays what happens is, if you don't get admission in any other universities, then you end up in taking law. See, that should not happen. If somebody is actually having a good aptitude, a legal aptitude, or maybe if actually they have a dream or an aspiration of becoming a lawyer, or maybe enter into this legal fraternity, maybe judiciary or whatever. See, if you have that drive, then pursue law. Okay, it's not like accidentally you fall into this law schools. And I've seen people, once you join this law school, and they write civil service. Okay, see, in my case also, I came to Delhi with an aspiration of civil service. Okay, because of unsuccessful attempt, I started my career in Supreme Court. But my understanding is, uh, we should not divert our paths. Okay, this entire resources that any university or school, law school, provide you with, we should in fact use it in the same direction, so that ultimately you would be really successful. Okay, so this is the point that I would like to share. And one advantage I've seen, like there is a good exposure in NLUs. There in NLUs, usually what happens is, like, people say generally, some lawyers sons or daughters, you know like their siblings, so many people, I mean, like first generation, no, not first, second generation lawyers, third generation lawyers. See, those people send their children to law schools. So what ultimately happen is, you enter into a law school with, you'll get a lot of good exposure. So you have that infrastructure at place. So in a way, once you pass out, uh, that difference you will feel. And moot courts, and there are like a lot of good assignments are happening in law schools. Probably these things, the non NLU lags. Even when it comes to internship, they have good openings for internship. Okay, so these things non NLU institutions also have to provide. uh, we should come with a uniform system. There should be a standard of legal education throughout India, so that no sort of discrimination is shown. Because I've seen people like complaining, like people, I mean corporates always prefer uh, graduates from NLUs, and they don't consider non NLU people. But so this is very unfortunate. I can't take this, because there are so many talented and very good aspiring people there out in non NLU campus. So we should always encourage them also as well. Okay, so anyway, it's good that it's a system, and the problem is not with us. Actually, the problem is with the system. They should actually take a call on this. Not a lawyer like me who can just comment on this, but ultimately the system should be revived.
Well said, sir. Sir, on a concluding note, what would be your suggestion to the budding lawyers?
Budding lawyers should be very honest, okay, because I I'm a first generation lawyer, so I could achieve whatever I can, till now. It's all because of my honesty, and I was very honest with my clients. Uh, Never misguide your clients, okay, and these are the things that you should keep in mind, okay. And for budding lawyers, I'll tell you, um, in our profession, the gestation phase is a little more, okay. Things won't fall in a quick succession, okay. I mean, it's not like other profession like engineering profession where you pass out and you start earning say 40-50K in a month. So that, I mean, that may not be the case with law. I mean, legal in legal profession, you have to struggle. Okay, the gestation phase is a little longer. Say 3-4 years, you have to practice. You have to understand the basics. Okay, the fundamentals of practice and procedure. You have to understand. And if you're actually working under some lawyer, then learn as quick as possible, okay, and don't have that regret that how my life is actually full of miseries, and you never complain about that, because ultimately there will be a good time coming for you. And in legal profession, I mean litigation, after this gestation phase is over and once you are stabilized, there will be an exponential growth. Don't worry on that, and sky is the limit for you, okay. And regarding choosing other professions, corporates, or maybe that's a different ball game altogether, okay. But litigation is totally a different ball game. It's not for everyone, it's not a cup of tea for everyone. If you have that passion, uh, then come to litigation, okay. Otherwise, if you're going behind money or some other priorities you have, then see, don't come to litigation. Litigation, I'll tell you, uh, always focus on work, always be passionate on the work, then money will follow you, because money is just a byproduct, okay. Always uphold values, and once, if you have values in you, definitely you can make a good brand out of you, okay. And slowly and gradually and eventually, your reputation will be increasing, and definitely you will be a popular lawyer one day, no doubt.
A very valuable advice, sir. Sir, it was really an interactive session. I'm extremely thankful to you for being with us and sharing your experience. Hope it also helps the upcoming lawyers. I'm really thankful to you, sir.
Yeah, it was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you, Nidhi. Thank you.